You know what my only problem is with chests in Minecraft? They are way too small. I mean, this is all you can fit inside of a large chest. Do you have any clue how many items we have in Minecraft right now? A lot, I tell you. Like a lot. Only being able to put this many items in a chest will make it so that the majority of your base is storage. Which is why today we're gonna take a look at a very cool Minecraft plugin called AdvancedChests. A plugin that allows you to have bigger chests inside of Minecraft. But not just that, it allows you to sort items inside of a chest. It can auto smelt items you put in the chest. There's even a search feature and a lot more. Now this plugin has both a free and premium version available. The free one you can download from Modrinf, while the premium one you can get on websites like SpigotMC, Build by Bit and Polymart. Of course, I will leave a link to everything in the description down below. Now, while not required, I would also highly recommend getting a plugin like, for example, Essentials X, together with Vault. This combination will make it so that you can actually make a sell chest. Of course, without an economy, there is nothing to sell, and these two plugins will add an economy for you. If you already have an economy on your server that uses Vault, you of course don't have to do this. Then make sure to drag everything into the plugins folder of your Minecraft server, and then give it a quick little restart. And after that, when you in-game type /plugins, you should see they're all successfully loaded. If one of them appears red here, you might be using an incompatible version. So this plugin actually comes with two great example chests. Of course, you can completely design your own, and I will show you how to do that later in the video, but these example chests do show you how the plugin actually works and what it is capable of. So when we type /AC, which of course stands for Advanced Chests, and after that we do give, then my own username, and after that example, we will get a legendary chest. So this is a chest that contains 270 different slots. So when we go and place it down, and after that we open it up, this is what you should see. So it is called the legendary chest. We are currently on the first page. And with this button here on the right, we can go to the next page. Because of course, if you want a bigger chest, in Minecraft you will just need to add multiple pages. And this plugin does that. So we have 6 pages now here in this legendary chest, which means this small thing is equal to 6 double chests. Okay, maybe not completely, the bottom row is not usable, but with so many extra pages, that is definitely worth the trade-off. Now here in the middle, when you hover the chest icon, you can actually upgrade your slots. Now like mentioned before, this plugin hooks directly into your economy plugin. So in my case, I installed Essentials and Vault. If you use another economy plugin, totally fine. But with your in-game currency, you can then upgrade this chest to make it, well, even bigger. Now this is a very straightforward example, but this plugin can do so many more cool things. So when we get the example 2 chest, you can see this one is called Extreme. It has an extra page already, but that's not the only difference. When we place it down and open it up, you can see this one has many more options in the bottom menu. So of course, when you click here, we can see all of the 7 pages. But when we hover this first button, you can see that it is a sell all button. In other words, when you click on here, it will sell everything inside of the inventory that is sellable. Now, of course, not every single item will be sellable, and you are the one that decides what is actually sellable. Now, besides sell all, we also have automatic sells. So here you have your automatic sell options. So we can claim the money that the chest has earned from automatic selling, we can toggle between modes, and we can toggle auto selling on or off. Then next we have item search, and of course this is gonna be really important, especially if you have so many different items inside of a single chest. If you fill this chest up completely, you will be able to easily search all of the items. Then over here we have a compress items option, which means if you pay 1000, the chest will compress compressible items, like for example iron ingots into iron blocks, which is pretty neat. Then we also have a smelt item option, which allows you to, well, smelt items that are smeltable in your chest. And last but not least, we got sort items, which speaks for itself. So here we have my beautifully organized inventory. When we then put all of these items inside of this extreme chest, we can even put some items in different pages. There we go. Looks beautiful. Then now when we click on sort, it will sort everything. Look at that. That's so awesome. Honestly, vanilla Minecraft needs this. We got so many items now. I just want to be able to sort everything. I know mods can do it, but most mods don't support multiplayer servers. I want this in the vanilla game. Please, Mojang. And if do I give myself some money? And after that we click on smelt items and then we click on smelt content. You can see that all of the ores we just had have now turned into their respective material. So we got iron ingot, we got coal, we got lapis, everything has been smelted. And not just that, the cod is also cooked now. And yes, we paid 1,000, but this is so convenient and so quick. It is lovely. Now this chest over here is very bare bones, and this one has essentially all the features. But you can of course make your own chest that only has a certain amount of these features. Now these chests are cool and all, but how do you actually get a chest? Well, you can get one in vanilla survival by typing /chests. This will open up a menu where you can go and buy a chest. So there's only a single one for sale here, which is the legendary chest, the worst one of the two I just showed. You pay 1,000, you get the chest, and then inside of the chest you can upgrade to this one. That is how it is configured right now. And these chests are all configured inside of the server files. So when we hop into the plugins folder, then the advanced chests folder, and after that we click on chests, we can see all of the chests that currently exist inside of this plugin. So when we open the example chest, you can see how a chest is configured. These grayed out lines are explanations that the developer put here, so that you kinda know what each option does. And that is really cool and handy. Like, there are a lot of options to go over. If you would like to make a chest for yourself, I would personally recommend copying an example chest, taking that as a base, and then change up settings and configure everything from there. It is just really handy to have a base, especially with a plugin that has so many options. Something you can also do though is go to the advanced chest creator. I'll of course leave a link to this one in the description as well, but through this website you can create an advanced chest and then simply download the config file, which is awesome. So let's call this one subscribe, because it would be incredible if you did. Then we click on next and we can customize the name inside of the inventory. So what is the name that will actually appear in game? I'm gonna do subscribe to Kasaisura because I'm creative. Now something that is very good to remember is that the inventory size always needs to be a multiple of 9. This is because in Minecraft, a single inventory row has 9 slots. So if you make it anything different, it will break. Now, I'm fine with these settings, so let's just click on next again. Now we can choose a container type. So let's go for a barrel. That's pretty cool. Something different. And now we need to configure the item. So this is basically what you will see and how it will appear when you're holding the item in your hand before you place the chest down. So I'm gonna call this one the subscribe chest. I know the joke is bad, but I would still appreciate it. And then the lore will say this chest contains a total of, and then this is the placeholder for the size of the chest, and then slots. So just make sure to leave this here. That way it will always show the correct amount. Then we click on next again. Here we can enable holograms if that is something that we want. So basically a hologram will float above the chest. Of course you will need a hologram plugin for this to actually work. It is also not mandatory to have. If you want the advanced chests to just look like regular chests, you don't have to do this. Then over here we got the transportation settings. So what is this about? Well, transportation settings make it so that you can break the chest. And upon breaking the chest, you will actually receive the chest itself and all the items will actually stay inside. So like you can see over here, it says this chest has a total of so many slots. And here it will show how many slots are actually occupied and how many money has been earned from selling. And then if you place the chest down, you can restore its content. So this basically works the same as, for example, a shulker box, which is really cool. So if you want to enable that, you can. Over here you can set a shop price if you want to allow players to use the sell option. Something really cool is that this plugin is also compatible with hoppers if you want. So your automatic farms can still use these chests. That is great. Here you can choose the button placement for the previous and next page. Then if upgrades should be enabled and what chest you will then upgrade to. If you want this chest to upgrade to, for example, the extreme chest, this is where you configure that. Then you can enable or disable sorting. You can enable or disable cells. You can enable or disable the smelter. You can enable or disable the compressor. Auto cells is something you can configure. Then you can enable deposits if you want. Enable the search feature. You can enable the chunk collector, which is a feature that will make it so if you drop an item in the same chunk that the chest is standing in, the chest will actually collect it, which is really cool. Then you can enable the settings menu if you want. And last but not least, you can configure a crafting recipe for this chest. After you're done, you can simply click on generate YML. Your config file is done. Simply click on download, add it to your server, and you're good to go. And that is gonna be it for today. Do make sure to subscribe to my channel, join my Discord. Thank you so much, channel members. And then I will see you in the next one. Bye bye, see you later, bye bye.